look at what Williams Perez has done versus the National League West.
He's pitched very well against that division. 2-0 in 3 starts, a sub-1 ERA. We showed you that line in our pregame comments about what he did against the Giants back on May 30th. So excellent work against the West, and he's 2-0 here at home. His 4 keys to pitching success. He said in Baltimore, coming back from the DL, he had horrible fastball command. Everything was down the middle, and he got hit hard. So he's got to do a better job of that tonight. And in radio, there's a thing called reverb. If I could do that here, I would. First inning, first inning, first inning. It's like an echo. He has first inning problems, too. A 362 average against him in the first with 8 runs allowed in his first 9 starts in the first inning. Inning.
And those fans are certainly in the spirit of the evening as the Braves and Giants get after it in Game 3. We are underway. Ball 1 outside. Tenori Aoki, the Giants' leadoff man and left fielder. Ground ball slowly hit out to second. Might have broken his back. 86-degree night. We're underway in Atlanta as Aoki rolls out for out number 1. Bruce Bochy is the San Francisco skipper. Gregor Blanco's hitting second on their Academy Sports lineup. Duffy, Posey, Pence, and Belt. Those 4 hitters have had a good series. Adrianza moves up a spot. Tomlinson makes his first big league start tonight after picking up his first big league hit here the other night. And of course, Madison Bumgarner, an excellent hitting pitcher, is 9th. Gregor Blanco was shut down in Game 1 of the series. He broke out last night. 2 hits, 2 walks, and he scored 4 runs. And he's hitting .295 for the year. Braves had a 3-2 lead for Shelby Miller after 7 innings. But Detweiler and Aardsma could not retire a San Francisco hitter in the 8th. Hunter Pence with a 3-run homer broke it open, and the Giants won by an 8-3 score. Another strike. It's 1-2.
Already better command. Strike 1 on the inside corner, strike 2 on the outside.
Swing and a miss. There's the change. Blanco didn't get it.
He also in Baltimore did not have a very good changeup. It was left up and out over the plate on many occasions. That was a perfect spot ahead in the count. Got him to fish. Good start for Williams Perez.
And here's Matt Duffy. The more he hits, the more he enters the consciousness of those voting for the National League Rookie of the Year. As the Dodgers have John Peterson, the Cubs have all their prospects, Chris Bryant most notably. Mets have Noah Syndergaard in rotation. Not many folks pay enough attention to the numbers Matt Duffy is putting up, and Joe, as you made the point last night, where he's hitting the lineup is as impressive as those numbers.
Yeah, he's hitting 3rd for the defending world champs, and among rookies, these are his major league ranks. Mighty impressive. 6'2", 170.
Ground ball up the middle. Peterson had a little trouble. Long throw and in time.
Stayed with it.
Nice play by Jace Peterson, and Williams Perez gets 3 outs on 9s. The red hot Nick Markakis leading off. He's got an 11-game hit streak, as you know. Perez, Johnny Gomes, who has hit Madison Bumgarner hard. Williams Perez 9th. And we'll see what the man of the hour in October for the Giants has in store for us tonight.
Madison Bumgarner is 26 years old now, 6'5", 235, out of Hickory, North Carolina. Lives now in North Carolina. His last 5 starts, somewhat human. A 4.85 ERA and 5 homers in those 5 starts. And he got knocked around in his last start against Texas, but it was early. And they were jumping on him early in the count. He's got a fastball, excellent curve, slider, and a change. But the Texas Rangers were on him early, getting some long balls too. fired 5 shutout innings after the rough 2 innings to start the game.
So a lefty-lefty matchup to start Atlanta's night offensively. Nick Markakis goes to work at .293. 2 homers, 36 RBIs. Inside, ball 1. Bumgarner just turned 26 years old. And threw the fastball right by in a good spot. 1 ball, 1 strike.
26 years old and already 78 big league wins.
Right back where it came from. Leadoff hit for Markakis, his first against Bumgarner. And Yuri Perez, the batter.
How did that miss that big dude?
I don't know.
12-game streak for Nick. Went up and over, and that's how. Like it hit the lip of the grass and then just kept climbing.
You're right about Bumgarner. 6'5", 235 pounds. Here's Perez, 1 for 8 in the series. He swings the first pitch, pops it in a shallow right. Hunter Pence coming on, dives and makes a great catch.
Well, that was a smart play on Nick Markakis' part, because I would have gotten doubled off. I would have figured there's no way he's going to get to this ball. Fooled by the praying mantis again. Heck of a play.
And bring up Johnny Gomes. Those are Johnny's season numbers. After a pitch or two, we'll show you his head-to-head numbers against Madison Bumgarner. Quick strike, 0-1.
Not bad, huh?
You have numbers like that, that's how you hit third. And taken just a bit low. It's only the second game all year that Johnny Gomes has batted in the 3 spot for Freddie Gonzalez. Two balls, 1 strike.
Well, those are 2 good backdoor sliders called strikes. He throws across his body anyway. And from a right-hander standpoint, that long arm action, you just figure there's no way that ball is going to get back to the plate.
And that's way high. Full count. A bouncer over Bo Porter's head and into the seats. We'll do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Oh, a little fella got scared.
Hmm. 3-2 again, and another foul ball. Good battle with Johnny Gomes here. Terrific at bat continues.
Yeah, just pounding that breaking ball into the ground.
And he finally got him. Gomes strikes out on a 3-2 pitch. And that'll bring up Chris Johnson.
Got him with a fastball, too, and up and away. After all those breaking balls. Too close to take. Good pitch by Bumgarner.
Two outs for Chris. He struck out 3 times last night. And that's in for a strike.
He's doing something tonight already that he didn't do in Texas in his last start. Bumgarner was hell-bent to just throw the ball by all the Texas Rangers hitters, and they really made him pay. Tried to pitch inside with his fastball, and until he started using all his pitches, they were wearing him out.
If memory serves, he's pitching tonight like he pitched against the Braves out west in San Francisco. I don't remember us saying he was throwing 92, 93 much against Atlanta.
No, he was using a lot of breaking stuff. He got a no decision that day. Braves won the game 7-5.
And Chris Johnson flails and is struck out, and Bumgarner survives a leadoff single by Nick Martin.
But they weren't anywhere near the big leagues at that point.
So in the second, Buster Posey will lead off. He's had 5 RBIs in the series, 3 hits.
Well, Williams got off to a good start, avoided that first inning problem, located his fastball, had a good changeup. That's a good start for him.
It's over the inside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Dale Scott gives you a quick call. I like that.
And fouled away by Posey. It's 2-2. Well, we've seen all the teams in the National League West now. Dodgers 2 games ahead of the Giants. San Diego and Arizona 8.5 back. The Rockies 15.5 back. At the moment, a 2-team race out west. As Posey pokes that one into center field. He was fooled by the pitch and still got lumber on it.
Good hitters do this. They foul off good pitches. They get another pitch to hit. And then look at Lavarnway. Lavarnway shifting over to backhand that ball well out of the zone, and he still got it. He had an okay July.
Yeah.
But he's having a great August.
I'll tell you this. If Buster Posey gets a hit on a pitch like that tonight, if he takes a ball an inch off the plate and complains about it with Dale Scott,
yeah,
somebody else, there ought to be an investigation.
Right.
An unbelievable bat control.
You'd like to say it's a magic wand working right now, but it's been magical for a while.
And so that leads me to the question I was going to ask you before the Posey hit. You've seen the Dodgers and Giants. They're the top 2 teams out west. Break them down for me. What are the strengths of both? What are the weaknesses of both? And who's going to win the West, you think?
I like these guys. And that's easy to say because we've been watching them for the last 3 days. Their bullpen's got to tighten up at the end of the game. I don't know if it's going to be Romo or Casilla, but that may flip-flop back again to Romo if his arm's healthier. But I'm not so sure. But what they're not going to need another starting pitcher. Somebody's got to step up. Mike Leake was a good addition, but their starting pitching has got to really come together. Matt Cain looked good the other night. That was a good sign.
Love the Giants offense.
They're a really good defensive club, but not even as good as the Dodgers.
Ground ball toward short. Castro to Peterson for one. Flip to first in time. Double play. 2 quick outs.
Plus, there's no substitute for having been there and done that, and we know that the Giants know how to finish.
3 championships in 5 years for San Francisco.
And they get hot at the right time. They got in as a wild card last year and turned the postseason over to Madison Bumgarner.
Brandon Belt, the batter, 13 homers, 46 knocked in for the Giants first baseman.
You know, you asked me who's going to win the division. I'm not sure about that. I think these guys will, but I have a very strong opinion that they're going to be in the postseason. How they're going to be in the postseason and nobody will want to play them.
Belt hit by a pitched ball. He'll trot to first with 2 outs.
Breaking ball. Bounced and hit him. You moved the wrong foot, Brandon. It's a good idea to get that front one out of the way first.
Well, it could come down in the West the final week of the regular season. And this ball's grounded up the middle. A base hit. Adrianza has a hit. Ball gets away from Perez in center. And now Belt's going to get waved to third. And he slammed on the brakes. Adrianza almost ran through the bag at second base. And the Braves very nearly had a tag play there, but Jace Peterson didn't see him.
Well, that's because Roberto Kelly was waving Belt home. Perez just looked up a little too soon. You can see Roberto was waving him, and I think Adrianza probably saw that too. He took a peek over to see what was going on at third base and was ready to go to third.
Belt never saw Roberto Kelly. He was looking at the ball. So it's a single and an error. And that brings up Kelby Tomlinson, who got his first big league hit in extra innings in game 1 of the series. Also scored a run. The final week of the year, the Dodgers have to play 4 games in San Francisco before they finish up against the Padres. And while LA plays San Diego, the Giants host Colorado at home.
Yeah, you would figure those 4 games in San Francisco to go a long way toward determining who's going to win the West. Normally, you'd say, okay, with the error, they've got first base open. You could put this guy on and work to the pitcher. Not tonight.
No. Madison Bumgarner has 3 home runs this year. To put that in perspective, that's as many or more home runs than 6 of the Braves' 8 regular players in the lineup tonight. Outside, 2-2. Belt at third after the hit by pitch and single by Adrianza and the E8. Line drive, right field, base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes Adrianza around third. Markakis' throw way late. And Tomlinson having himself an incredible big league start. He's 2 for 2 in the show. He's scored a run and he's got 2 RBIs now. It's a 2-0 Giant game.
Took this pitch away from him to right field. Looked a little bit like Matt Duffy hitting there. But the pitch was up. Change up. And he stayed back enough to drive it to right field.
Tomlinson was called up when Joe Panik was sent back to San Francisco with a bad back. So Bumgarner's been staked to a 2-0 lead. And ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
'11 for 43. Those 3 homers, the only extra base hits he has.
He was swinging for the fences there. Why not? 9 lifetime home runs for Madison Bumgarner. Last year he had 4 of them and batted .258 for the season. Also had 15 RBIs. Popped up. Peterson drifts out. He says he's got it, and he does. And that'll retire the side. Giants get 2 runs on 3 hits. That'll be Tomlinson's first 2 RBIs in the big leagues. Leads the Giants. Anthony's a strike. Madison Bumgarner is not allowed an earned run in his last 14 innings in Atlanta. That streak has to end tonight. The Braves are in trouble. It's already 2-0 San Francisco.
So far, the way Bumgarner's trying to work the right-handed hitters away, and as we saw to Gomes, a lot of backdoor breaking balls that may work into the hand of Adonis, because he likes to hit the ball to right center.
That's right where Posey wanted that pitch.
Gave him a little sign there to keep it down, because they already know what Garcia did to a fastball a little up and away in game 1.
It was a game-ending 2-run home run. The 8th and final home run hit between these 2 teams in game 1 of the series. And there's a high pitch, and it's popped foul out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
10 fastballs, 12 off-speed pitches so far.
Swing and a miss. Bumgarner struck out the last 3 Braves hitters in a row, 1 away in the second.
He came into the game 7th in the league in strikeouts with 139. He's also given up 16 homers.
Only 1 homer to a left-handed batter. Jace Peterson would like to make it number 2 here in the second inning. Jace has had a nice series. 4 hits, 3 RBIs, and a home run. And he didn't get that one. Strike 1. Jace's home run came in the 6th inning here on Monday night. A game that looked very, very bleak for the Braves. It was 6-0 Giants after 3.5 innings. It stayed that way until the Braves got 4 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, and then A.J. Pierzynski with 2 outs hit a game-tying homer. And the Braves then won it in 12. It's off Posey's glove, a ball and 2 strikes. In. Full count.
A front door breaking ball. Trying to get him to flinch.
Belt charged at first. He's got it. And there's the second out.
Bumgarner 6-4 with a 4.50 ERA on the road. Batting average on the road is .259, which is higher, much higher than it is at home. Went 1-2 in the month of July. Remember the All-Star break. 1-2 in 3 starts with a 6.88 ERA. That was against Washington, Arizona, and Texas.
I think that run in July had Bumgarner a little testy against Texas. A couple of bat flips had him a little upset.
Well, Washington beat him 9-3. 5 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs, all earned. Texas 7 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs, all earned. 2 homers each in those games.
Swing.
His first start back after the All-Star break was at Arizona, and he won that game 2-1, but he only went 5 innings and only gave up 1 run, and he didn't want to come out. But Bruce Bochy could tell that he was out of gas. He said, and Bochy said, I was tired from all the All-Star activities, and I know he was too, and I could recognize it, and got him out of there after 5 innings.
That caught a corner. And a swing and a miss.
And right where Posey wanted it. Slider in.
He is popping Posey's glove. A leadoff single. The only blemish for Bumgarner, who leads 2-0. Aoki leads off for the Giants, who lead 2-0.
What was your time like in San Francisco?
Oh, it was wonderful. Let me tell you, I had a great time. Actually, I enjoyed a lot of the people there. Are still friends of mine. Scott Air, who we saw in Philly, was still a guy I talked to, and there's some other people there that I still talk to. Didn't go that well. We lost. We missed the playoffs on the last day of the year. We won 90 or 91 games, and I tell you what, I got to play with the best player that I've ever seen, and no one else that I've ever seen or played against or with has even been close. And Barry Bonds, he was the best, not player but hitter, best offensive player I've ever seen, and everyone else is not even, people like not on the same planet. No one else was even in the same solar system with him.
What'd you learn from Barry Bonds as a hitter? You're on an amazing streak of yeomanship.
What did I learn? I don't know. He didn't really share a lot. You'd ask him, and he wasn't exactly sharing a lot with guys. But one thing he taught me was always be ready for the heater, and that's one thing he carried into every game.
You know what, AJ? The same thing applied one day when I asked him, what size bat do you swing? And he said, doesn't matter. I said, well, I was just curious. And he said, well, it's only important to me.
Well, he was nice to me, so I can't. I mean, I've heard obviously a million stories about Barry, but he was always nice to me. He always seemed like he had respect for me, and I always tried to treat him with respect back. And like I said, he was the best offensive player I've ever seen. And heck, the year I was there, he hit 360 with like a 660 on base percentage. I guess me hitting behind him wasn't very much, you know, protection, because he walked like 275 times that year.
How fun was Monday night here? We had a lot of fun watching you guys make that incredible comeback, and there had to be a great deal of satisfaction when you tied the game with that long homer.
You know, we've just been through so many ups and downs this year, and obviously we know where we're at right now and what we're trying to do. We're still trying to go about it the right way, but to come back against a team in the playoff chase, the defending world champions, with the bullpen and the bullpen that they've run out there, and you don't see them do that very often. And to do that with the way we did it, and then to give up the run in the, what was it, the 12th inning, and then for Garcia to hit the home run to walk it off, it was just meant a lot, because guys kept fighting, guys kept pushing, and like I've told everyone, we're going to do it the right way. We might not win the game, but we're going to play the right way. We're going to go about it the right way, and at the end of the day, our best might not be good enough, but we're going to give everything we have.
Deep short. Long throw, and Blanco's going to beat it out at first base.
Think Simba makes that play?
Good question.
I mean, Simba, you know, he's sitting on his numbers right now with his finger. So, I mean, look at him. His hat's on crooked right now. Couldn't be more relaxed.
Yeah. He's got a whole 7-course meal of sunflower seeds working, too.
Exactly. His finger looks fine eating the sunflower seeds.
Yeah. Let's talk about something you just said a moment ago. It's one thing for players to walk the walk. It's another thing to talk the talk. You've done both. You and Johnny Gomes have done that. Friends of mine have noticed when they watch the games, you are leading by example and leading very vocally too. Every pitch you're into the ball game. You're talking to LaVarnway. You're talking to the young players about things you see. As this one's hit deep to right field, where Markakis camps out. That has impressed a lot of people here in Braves country. And Johnny said he hopes to leave this organization's clubhouse in better shape than when he found it. Is that something you as a group have talked about?
Well, Johnny and I played together in Boston. I knew what Johnny was about. Coming here, and when he signed here, I was excited because I know what kind of attention to detail, what kind of player he is, and what kind of person he is. And he and I, you know, from day one have said, look, we're the older guys here. We're going to just do it the right way. We're not going to yell at guys. We're not going to scream at guys. I mean, there's times where it comes to that, but it's more important to just do what you're supposed to do and do it right, and talk to guys, sit guys down and say, hey guys, this isn't the way we do it. This isn't the way you need to do it. And if a guy doesn't run out a ball or whatever, you don't embarrass him. You don't call him out. I mean, I've been through that role, and I've done that, and people don't respond to it the way they used to. When I was coming up, Joe can tell you that was just the way it was. You just got embarrassed. Now it's come to a point where you got to take guys aside, sit them down, away from the cameras, away from the media, and just say, hey, this isn't how we do it. Let's try and work on it. And guys respond to that a lot better now, and I give these young kids a lot of credit. They've really done that from what we've asked from day one of spring training, and you can see it. I mean, you see the effort, you can see the way we play the game. It might, like I said, we might not be the most talented team, but we go about it right.
I couldn't agree more, AJ. This team has played hard from day one. 9 innings, they play hard. Even on games where you guys may be behind a little bit in the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning, it seems like you always figure out a way to bring the tying or winning run to the plate. It's a team that has really battled with what they have.
That guy gets hit, by the way.
Speaking of good hitters.
Yeah, we were talking, you know, he never's in a rush. He's never panicked. He just puts the barrel on the ball, and he just seems like he's in control of the at-bat no matter who's out there, what the situation is. He's pretty good. I hate to say that because he went to Florida State, and that hurts my feelings a little bit.
In case you guys didn't know, AJ is a huge Florida Gator fan, so that makes it doubly tough.
Yeah, my wife went to Florida State. So,
did she?
Yes, she graduated from Florida State.
A house divided.
Slightly.
How do you pitch to this guy? Joe and I have raved about Hunter Pence for years. Maybe the most unorthodox player in the game.
He is our old advanced scout for the White Sox. Used to call him crash test dummy. Just the way he walks around, he jumps into walls and falls over, and but he always seems to make the play. There's not really, the thing is we talked about before the series was like, you're going to make a good pitch to this guy and he's going to hit it, and you're not going to believe how the swing he has and how he puts the barrel on the ball, but he just gets it done. I mean, there's a million ways to hit, there's a million ways to throw, there's a million ways to do everything in baseball. And this guy's as unorthodox as they come, but he just gets the barrel on the ball and gets hits.
Well, that ball he hit last night was a screaming Mimi. That fastball got out of here. We timed it in 4 seconds.
Yeah, he didn't even realize. He thought it bounced over. He hit it so hard. I mean, he was running around thinking he might get a triple, and next thing you know, it's a home run. I mean, that thing. Yeah, obviously we made a mistake. Ardsman threw one. We're trying to go down and away. Threw it kind of up middle, and he didn't miss it. You know, I had. All right, there we go. I had an opportunity to be around him a little bit when I was with Texas, and he's a really good guy.
AJ, can you stick around for the bottom half of the inning?
If you guys want me to, as long as I'm not going to get killed by the team on the bench.
No, they'll take good care. We promise.
Before we get going here, hold on, wait till this pitch. But you're asking me about my time in San Francisco. I got to give somebody a little bit of grief. Marquise Grissom, if you're listening, you were here the other day, and I played with you. You're one of the best teammates I ever had. You better come say hi to me at Alumni Weekend this weekend.
Well, that's right. The Marlins are in town this weekend. All the Braves alumni will be here.
Yeah, I got to tell you, AJ, he's been one of my favorite all-time players that has come through here.
Yeah, I know he lives in Atlanta, so Marquise, if you're listening, Grip, you better come say hi. I'm going to find you. I'm going to hunt you down somehow.
Hey, you've had a catbird seat all season long for this young staff that the Braves have put together and continue to put together. What are your impressions of guys like Williams Perez, who's pitching tonight, Matt Whistler, etc.?
We have guys that have really good stuff, really good arms. Just need to tighten some things up. Joe, you know, young guys sometimes get out of control. They get ahead of themselves. They want to put the outs and the wins and all the stuff that comes along with that before they figure out how to get to that point. There's a lot of work that goes into it. And when you're a young guy, sometimes you come up and have a good start and you think, hey, I got this all figured out. And this is the big leagues here. Guys make adjustments. And I'm not saying our guys are doing that because they work their tails off and they're doing the right things. But they always get a little bit ahead of yourself. I did it when I first came up. I'm sure you did it, Joe, when you first came up. It's just the way it is. Yeah. I mean, you get here and you're like, you have one good outing, one good game. You're like, I got this all figured out. Next thing you know, you go for 20. So but they've been good. They've done it the right way. Like I said, Whistler had a really good first start, a really rough second start, and he's been very good since then. Williams obviously was really good before the injury. He's come back, and his first start was a little rough, and then tonight, obviously, he gave up the 2-out hit. But these guys have done it right. Fulte's been up and down. He's been fighting. He went to the bullpen, and then he was a starter, and he's been back and forth. Shelby's obviously been really good. Julio's been Julio. The guys coming out of the bullpen are in different roles than what a lot of them are used to, but they've all handled it the right way, and they've all gone about it the right way, which is the biggest thing. Get out.
Castro, a little flare in his shallow left, but Aoki's going to track it down. There's the first out. Don't know if you know this, AJ, if you pay attention to your stats. You're 49 hits away from 2,000.
I knew it was close. I didn't know exactly because Kelly asked me before the season how many I needed because I think he got his 1,000th hit this year.
Yeah.
And he had asked me, he's like, you got to be getting. He's like, where are you at? And I'm like, I don't know. I know I'm in the 18 to 1900 range. So I 49. That's a lot to get though here. Does that mean I'm gonna have to play another year?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
And that's a perfect segue. It's almost like you've planned a future in television. What are AJ Pierzynski's plans as far as playing is concerned? Have you thought about that yet?
I definitely think I want to play. My family left today, which stinks. They had to go back to school. And you guys know my son's been running around here like he owns the place.
No, he's been great.
Yeah. No, he's awesome. But just that's the hardest part is my kids are. I mean, my daughter's going to be 10 this year. My son's 8.5, and they're in 4th and 3rd grade, and now they're getting into stuff that I'm missing. And the playing part is still fun. I still love the playing part. I still love coming to the park and competing on a daily basis and being around the guys. But the travel and all the things that come along with playing baseball is the hard part, especially when they're not here. And very fortunate the Braves were very welcoming to my family and letting them come. They've been on road trips and all that, and that helps. But yeah, I'm day to day. But as far as I say right now, I want to play next year, and I think my wife and my kids are okay with that. And as long as they keep saying yes, then I'll keep playing. As long as somebody wants me, obviously.
Spring training's, as you know, about 2 miles from your house. That certainly helps, right?
Yeah, it definitely helped this year. It was really, really nice, and Freddie treated me awesome this year. And as far as managing the schedule and letting me know when I'm going to be needed and when I'm not, and giving me time off to go to school and go to functions for my kids, and got to go to a lot more baseball games and volleyball games and softball games for my kids. So it definitely helps. I mean, being in Orlando, where I'm from, was definitely an added bonus.
2 outs from Markakis and outside. But when you do stop playing, whenever that is, there are a lot of folks who've talked to you, and I'm sure people have gotten the impression listening to you tonight how much you love the game, how much you observe the game. Coaching, managing, is that something you want to do, or is TV or just being home what you want to do?
I don't know. I don't know, Chip. I don't know the answer to that question. Maybe I can be the next Harry Carey. They'll sing for me at Wrigley and have a big Budweiser sign for me. You know what I'm saying?
I can promise you they won't sing for you at Wrigley.
I'm okay with that. I can live with that.
All right, AJ, a treat, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys.
AJ Pierzynski, 2-0 Giants. Williams Perez starts the 4th.
And by the way, he's done some postseason work on TV as a guest on, I think, pre or post, I want to say for Fox in the postseason a couple of years ago, and did a good job.
I listened to him talk about the game, and I think manager, if he so chooses. And many of them who have caught go on to become big league managers. 2 of them here in this game. Bruce Bochy for the Giants, Freddie Gonzalez for the Braves. That one's hammered towards center. Perez on the run on the warning track, tracks it down. Good play. And Belts is retired, 1 out.
Brandon Belts fly balls fool me. I mean, we all got fooled the other night when 8 home runs were hit here. We didn't expect to see that. But he takes such a short, quick swing. It doesn't look like the ball's going to travel like it does. Big, strong guy, though.
Adrianza takes a strike over the inside edge. 0-1. Kelby Tomlinson's 2-run scoring single in the 2nd is how the Giants lead. And now that ball's poked toward right. Markakis on the run, picks it up on a 4th hop. Adrianza has good speed. He'll glide into 2nd with a stand-up double.
All of a sudden, the Braves can't get this guy out. 2 hits tonight, 2 hits last night, and had a base hit in his last official at bat on Monday night. So he's doing for them what Castro's been doing for the Braves in the absence of Simmons.
With the batting helmet on and the square glasses, Kelby Tomlinson facially looks a lot like Nick Green, doesn't he? Check him out.
Yeah, he does.
Boy, what a luxury it is for a good team to have a good player go to the disabled list and a kid from the farm system step in and do good work. And that's exactly what the last 2 Giant hitters have done. Adrianza at short, Tomlinson now at second base. They're making Williams Perez work with Bumgarner on deck. Out of the plate. Now it's a full count. Got 4 with the Marlins starting tomorrow night. Marlins are home and facing the Mets. New York, all of a sudden their offense is red hot. They've scored 4 more runs tonight. And that's given Matt Harvey a lead in the 3rd inning. New York 4, Miami nothing. And Tomlinson beats one back through the box. That's into center for a hit. Adrianza around 3rd. Perez is throw to the plate. LaVarn way out in front of the plate through low to 1st, and Tomlinson will take 2nd on an error. Perez charged that ball and threw a bullet to the plate, but Lavarnway was standing in front of the dish. No chance to make a play. And then he tried to pick off Tomlinson at first. That got away from Chris Johnson, and Tomlinson stands at second.
Yeah, I thought they had a chance at the plate. Yuri Perez has good footwork throwing from the outfield. He has a good arm, but you can see how far Lavarnway came out to get that throw. I thought they had a legitimate chance to get Adrianza.
But Tomlinson, 2 hits, 3 RBIs tonight. He's 3 for 3 in the big leagues. And now Bumgarner bats. Castro at short. Bumgarner. It'll be an easy out, 2 away.
Talked about Tomlinson the other night. Born in Chickasha. Let me do all the pronunciations, okay?
Sure.
Chickasha, Oklahoma, and grew up in Elgin, Oklahoma. Elgin's a real small town. Depending on which source you read, anywhere from 1,000 to 2,500 people. And how he escaped OU or Oklahoma State and went to Texas Tech, I don't know, because here he is in the big leagues. So I think this is one of those great demonstrations of if you have some ability and can play, they'll find you.
He's been a find in this series. First 3 big league hits. First 3 RBIs have come tonight. He scored a run in the series. Bruce Bochy and the Giants in business behind Bumgarner. 3-0 game. Aoki, the batter, chokes up and then takes inside. Aoki was fooled. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He could take some funny swings too. Talk about Pence.
To second, and Jace Peterson has it, and that will end the inning. The Giants pick up another run and lead 3-0 after 3.5. He's got rolling in the middle innings, switched to the knuckleball, and the Padres were baffled.
He's a Hall of Famer, you know. He just wanted to show the Padres that he had some other pitches that day.
One of the great people in Braves history. And hopefully Knucksy will be out for alumni weekend this weekend.
That's a tough one to miss. I'm sure he will, because everybody always likes coming back and seeing their old teammates and pals. And the Braves do such a good job with that too, with all the various functions here, that it's a great event. Good for us too to see everybody.
To short. Adrianza gets his man. He's got a good arm. Perez retired, 1 out. Madison Bumgarner gave up a single to Nick Markakis that almost took Madison with it into center field. Nobody else has reached base since. Bumgarner struck out 3 consecutive men to end the first and start the second. He has 5 strikeouts in total so far tonight. At the knees, inside corner. Washington's in action tonight again. They are hosting the Diamondbacks. That game's in the third inning in Washington. 2-1. Nationals have the lead. Washington begins play tonight, a game out of first behind the Mets.
Yeah, they pulled one out of the fire last night. The Nationals did. You got to be a Hawkeye on that one. Good eye, Johnny Gomes. Curveball. PNC Bank. Fox track showing you still wide of the plate, but such a good tantalizer from Bumgarner.
Tried it again. Posey held it for a split second longer. Full count. That got the corner, and Gomes knew it. Bumgarner tripled up on Johnny Gomes. And that's his 6th strikeout.
Well, let's see if it was that much better than the previous two. Dale Scott didn't call the ones that were just off the plate. Did this one actually get there? Looks like it might have. Definitely the better of the three.
Base is empty for Chris Johnson. He struck out in the Braves first. And that's foul at third. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Which team do you like the best in the West?
I'm with you. I like the Giants because they've been there before. I'm a little concerned about how they're going to score at home. They don't score nearly as well at home as they do on the road. Kind of the reverse of the Colorado Rockies. Concerned about their health. I mean, that Pence has been banged up a couple of times. Broken arm, sore wrist. But I love the manager. I love Bruce Bochy, how he handles his business. I think he's as classy a guy as you're going to have running your team in the playoffs. He's very steady, even keeled. And the other night, they're giving up a 6-run lead, and he's very calm, very deliberate in his managerial tactics. In any game this guy pitches, Bumgarner, you got to feel the Giants have a leg up.
Yep.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And fouled back.
They got a good source of minor league talent too. They're developing players, their own players. The catcher, the first baseman, the third baseman, shortstop, second baseman tonight, all out of their organization. Got a little cushion between them and the Padres.
Two. Is lined into center field, a base hit. Just didn't hit it hard, but hit it just hard enough. And that's the second Atlanta hit.
Another breaking ball. And that one was not a strike. A little bit like the one Posey hit from Williams Perez.
And Adonis comes up. He struck out to start the second inning. Fly ball toward right. Pence is there, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. Bumgarner in control and leading by 3. Gregor Blanco, Matt Duffy, and Buster Posey are coming up. Popped up. Castro drifts out at short, and he makes the play. for out number one. Let's continue our discussion about the Giants and postseason play. The Dodgers made a bunch of big moves, made a lot of trades at the deadline, adding, of course, Alex Wood and Jim Johnson and Avilan to help their bullpen. I would also be concerned about the Giants relief corps, like you said. Casillas been human. Slider after slider from Romo. He's been very good of late. Do the Giants have a reliable ninth inning guy to protect those close games in the playoffs?
Not just that, but Mr. Reliable Jeremy Affeldt has been anything but so far this year. He's pitched decent in this series, but otherwise he's really struggled. They're counting on those guys to return to form.
Now the trading deadline has come and gone, but that doesn't mean the team still can't make trades. It's just a much more complicated process. Players have to go through waivers. Other teams can claim players. Teams can pull them back, et cetera, et cetera. So I wonder if the Giants would consider that route as the games get more and more important here in the late days of August and September.
Maybe it'll take some rearranging. George Contos has been good for them. Hunter Strickland is a guy that really needs to step up, and he has. He's pitched well this year, but they need him to pitch and not just throw.
Sharply hit. Nice play. Adonis. 2 out.
Want to play third base? Got to be willing to handle that. Nice play by Adonis.
Buster Posey 2 for 2. Both hit singles.
I liked what AJ said about him. He doesn't get in a hurry, and that's, I think, an excellent description of how he looks at the plate. That he's not trying to jump out there and get the ball before it comes out of the pitcher's hand. Just waits and reacts.
He hits this one in the air into shallow left, and that's going to drop in front of Johnny Gomes.
And I'll bet Buster Posey can't believe that. He was just jogging down to first base knowing it was the third out of the inning.
Perez couldn't get there. Castro stopped. Gomes couldn't catch up to it either. And Posey has a gift hit.
I don't know that anyone called for it, but Castro quit running. He was watching and saw Johnny coming, but Daniel had the best opportunity, it looked like, unless somebody called him off.
Posey 3 for 3. Now Pence, and a bouncing ball to second. No harm, no foul. Inning over, and we go to the home fifth. Peterson, LeVarn Way, and Castro are coming up.
Pitched so well, he became the Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year.
Peterson with a bunt. It's out to second, and the throw to first, a beauty. Tomlinson made a nice play. 1 pitch, 1 out. Get a load of the numbers for Madison Bumgarner as you look at Kelby Tomlinson's good play first.
Nice one.
Lifetime in the World Series. Madison Bumgarner, 4 wins, no losses, 1 earned run, 36 innings pitched, 31 strikeouts. That's an 0.25 ERA
in the World Series.
In the World Series. You do stuff like that that lets you ride into the home opener the next year on a horse with the World Series flag, which is exactly what Madison Bumgarner got to do.
Well, I was talking to Howard Feinberg, our great Elvis operator, before the game, and he was on site for Game 7 of the World Series last year and working for Fox, and he said it was a thrill just to be there. Even though he wasn't in the stands, he was there for Game 7, and he said that was a thrill just to see what he did.
21 consecutive scoreless innings for Bumgarner, the 7th longest scoreless streak in World Series history. Names on that list: Sandy Koufax, Lou Burdette, Christy Mathewson. Whitey Ford is first with 33 innings. You know who's second? Babe Ruth.
How about that?
29 scoreless innings pitched in the World Series.
Well, he got bored. He got bored and wanted to hit.
Might as well. Swing and a miss by LeVarn Way. 7 strikeouts for Bumgarner, and 2 are out for Castro.
You got to like the way Bumgarner's pitched tonight. You have to take my word for it on how he pitched, how he started his game at Texas, just trying to blow them away, and they lit him up. And then from that point, from the 3rd inning on, he started pitching and using all his pitches. 5 shutout innings to end that game, and 5 shutout innings to start this one.
Leads in game 3 of the series.
You know what? If 100 games in, we got it. I'll take it.
Hey, Andre, is it hot down there tonight?
It is south of the equator hot in this corner here, but I figure if the players can do it on both dugouts, and we can kind of man up and listen to that A.J. Pierzynski interview during the end game, made it all the more better, guys.
You bet.
I was worried with Nick, you know, so stoic. I was worried he didn't have teeth. Never see him smile. But Andre got it done. And well, what an addition Nick Markakis has been. We talked about it a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I think the best of Nick Markakis is yet to come for the Braves. The offseason neck surgery, he didn't really have an offseason. Didn't get to work out, didn't do the things physically that he feels he needs to do to fully prepare for a major league season. But nary a complaint. He's been out there virtually every inning of every game. And the one guy that Freddie's been able to right in the lineup every day this year. Swing and a miss. Good sequence. Takes care of Brandon Belt to start the 6th inning. 1 out.
Second strikeout for Williams, and the first since the 1st inning.
But this dynamic duo for the Giants has been the biggest problem for Williams Perez. Jorge Adrianza 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Kelby Tomlinson, 2 hits and 3 RBIs is next. Ball 1.
Williams is way better tonight than he was in Baltimore, and I expect him in his next start, maybe back here at home, I guess, against Arizona, to be even closer to being back to normal.
That ball off the foot that hurt him up in Pittsburgh cost him some DL time and a trip back to the minor leagues to get the arm back in shape. And he just walked a fast man with 1 out. First base on balls for Williams tonight. He has hit a batter. As Joe said, he struck out 2. And here's Tomlinson. How about a double play? That would be nice. He's still batting 1,000 as a major league player. He's 3 for his first 3.
And they're dancing in the streets of Comanche County.
Fly ball left. Gomes is going to track that one down. And for the first time, Tomlinson makes it out in the big leagues.
I had a feeling he would make one sooner or later.
Yep. Well, we'll have a thrill after this ball game. The Giants head to Chicago. They've got a 4-game series with the Cubs beginning tomorrow at Wrigley Field. And here's Bumgarner. A lot of friends and family sitting right below us. You could hear them when he was announced. Fly ball to left. And Gomes doesn't see it. He can't find it. Now he does. And that will take care of Bumgarner and the Giants. The ball went up. Gomes drifted back. And then
those two guys in Double-A, Bird and Gant, acquisitions by the Braves this summer before the deadline, both have had excellent debuts for the Braves organization.
And you saw Touki Toussaint, sub-5 ERA while pitching at Rome. He's made 7 starts down there. And of course, as we make our way toward the end of August, we start thinking about September 1st and a chance to expand the rosters. Be interesting to see who the Braves call up to supplement the big league roster. As Williams Perez bounces out, there's out number 1. Bumgarner's been in complete control tonight.
Gwinnett Ball Club's playing good baseball. They are 7 games over 500, tied for second in the Southern Division of the International League. They're 6 games back. They beat Rochester last night 5-2. Cedric Hunter's been on a tear too. His 3rd homer in 5 games. Here's O'Smiley.
There's a strike. A 12-game hitting streak will make anybody smile. That's what Nick has after a first inning single. And a shot down the right field line. Fair ball and up against the wall. Markakis around first. He's on his way to second. A 1-out double is the 3rd Atlanta hit.
Inside breaking ball, and Nick didn't flinch. It was like he was sitting on that, waiting on it, stayed back, double. It's rare that Nick ever flinches anyway, but he certainly didn't there.
Nelson Cruz has the longest active hitting streak in the major leagues. And it is a hitting streak with damage. Last 15 games, Nelson Cruz has 10 homers and 14 RBIs.
That's hot.
Let's get a run here. Runner at second, 1 out.
First guy to reach second.
Duffy at third, looks the runner back and throws a strike to first, 2 out. And here's Johnny Gomes. On paper, you looked at the matchup and said Gomes versus Bumgarner. Looks pretty good for Atlanta. And rightfully so. Johnny's 7 for 10 with a couple of homers before tonight. Bumgarner's gotten even with him. He struck him out twice.
The last time with a steady diet of backdoor curveballs.
Like that.
Tried it again. It's about the top end for him tonight. 92, 93, I think, on occasion early. Just hasn't had to use his fastball much. His curveball's been so good. Been locating it so well. When he needs to throw that back foot slider to right-handers, he's had that too.
2 balls and a strike.
When he comes out of his stretch, I think he does this in his windup too, but when he goes into his leg kick and his arm goes back, his head is taken away from the plate. He doesn't track the plate all the way. So when that breaking ball comes out, it's almost like you're wondering if he's throwing it to the dugout or throwing it to the corner.
That's got to be a great feeling as a hitter. Is he looking at me or something else when he's about to throw a 90-mile-an-hour
pitch? Did he change his mind midstream? I mean, Alex Wood tried that last night. It didn't work.
No, no, it didn't. And if you haven't seen the video of that, we will show it to you here shortly. Wood made his debut for the Dodgers against the Phillies last night. And a shot, base hit right field. Here comes Markakis around third. Pence got to it quickly, and he threw a strike to the plate. Good decision by Bo Porter to stop Nick Markakis, and with Chris Johnson coming up, Braves first baseman represents the tying run.
And a terrific throw by Pence, and at the risk of him getting thrown out at the plate and ending the inning, the decision here is you've got the tying run at the plate, so you keep the inning alive by giving Chris a chance to tie it up or do something to get that run in. Hunter Pence has we talk about all the unorthodox things he does. One of them is throw. It's when I was watching him play catch with Gregor Blanco earlier in this series between innings, his hand I don't think ever gets as high as his shoulder, and it's almost like he uses his body just to spin around and make his arm follow. Real stiff arm throw, but man, he can cut it loose.
Bouncing ball is foul. 0-2.
Watch his arm action here. It does get up above his shoulder, but that front side just flies open, almost trying to spin his body to make his arm move faster.
Swing and a miss. The ball bounces away from Posey, and that is going to retire the side. Dale Scott was signaling Johnson was out. First base was occupied, and that's going to end the inning. Braves threaten, fail to score. We're off to the 7th. They sent Aaron Harang to the mound tonight. Things aren't going as well for the Phillies in game 2 of that series. It's 3-1 Dodgers. We're in the 7th in Atlanta. Top of the order up for the Giants, Nori Aoki. Giants got 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th. Braves have had 1 man to second base. It's Nick Markakis last inning. And a little low. 2-1.
Roger McDowell on the bullpen phone.
Swing and a miss. Blanco, then Duffy for the Giants. We have the best record in baseball in the month since from July. 15-5. I beg your pardon. Best record have the Giants have won 15 to 20 games. They're averaging about 5 runs a game in that stretch. They've only got 3 tonight, but that's been enough for Bumgarner to this point. Second walk for Perez. Here's Blanco. 1 for 3 is he. Two more 2-out runs for the Giants tonight. 207 of those this year. Time was called at the plate. Didn't matter. The runner was back safely at first anyway. And that's fouled straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Blanco fouls it away. Happy for Gregor. He's found a home with the Giants. Players sent him to Kansas City for Kyle Farnsworth a few years back. Giants signed him as a minor league free agent. He's been a tremendously valuable insurance policy for their outfield and a big time performer for them.
Class act too.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
When you are not considered an everyday player and in consecutive seasons you play in 141, 141, and 146 games for the Giants, you're everything but a regular player.
And that good work finally earned Gregor Blanco a multi-year contract. He signed a 2-year deal this past January for the San Francisco club. Gregor was born in Caracas, Venezuela. When he first got to the Giants organization, his dad flew from Venezuela to meet him here in Atlanta and saw him play in person live for the very first time. Outside, full count. Runner goes and sprayed foul. Mentioned the other night that Gregor Blanco made a great catch to save Matt Cain's perfect game. Well, there were 2 former Braves who played a very large role in that bit of Giants history. It was June 13th, 2012. Jordan Schaefer hit the fly ball that Blanco caught to keep Cain's perfecto alive. That grab was in the 7th inning. Ground ball. It was Peterson covering the bag, and Blanco guided it into right field. First and third for San Francisco with nobody out.
I don't think that was a hit and run, but it worked just as well as one. 3-2 count's kind of hard to put a hit and run on, but with the second baseman covering, huge hole for him.
9 hits for the Giants, 2 for Blanco, who has 4 in the series now. And that'll bring up Duffy, who's 0 for 3.
Blanco, 4 hits, 2 walks, and he's been hit by a pitch. We got to see Duffy play a little bit earlier this year in late May out in San Francisco, and we weren't sure what direction they were going to head. If it was going to be Casey McGee, who had just been released but re-signed to a AAA contract for the Giants, so Duffy was getting a chance to play, or if they were going to go out and get someone. And they didn't know either. They weren't sure what they had here with this guy.
Remember where Duffy was hitting in the lineup when we saw the Giants?
Down the bottom, wasn't he?
8th.
Yeah. So he's done a lot to earn his spot, and maybe the odds-on Rookie of the Year candidate.
And what a place to hit if you're hitting third for Bruce Bochy's club, because Buster Posey's batting behind you.
You bet.
He's got him first and third, nobody out. And he drives one toward right and deep. Markakis on the run, will not get there. That's going to bounce off the base of the wall. That's going to score 1 run. Blanco around third is getting waved. Peterson puts it in his pocket. And Duffy with an RBI double extends the Giants lead to 5-zip. That ball found another gear.
Again, it's hands, Chip. It's all in his hands and his swing. Stays locked in over the plate, doesn't fall away from the plate, and then drops his hands in there, and it's a great swing. He probably could have had 3 here.
So it's the end of the line for Williams Perez. 10 hits, 5 runs in 6+ innings. Jake Brigham will be the new Braves pitcher.
To be sure. The injury to Giancarlo Stanton really put a dent in their dreams of maybe getting to the postseason. 9th game for Jake Brigham. He pitched here in the extra inning game Monday night. Worked a perfect inning. Semi-perfect. 1 runner reached on an error, and then a double play and a fly out.
Big series for Posey. 6 hits, 3 of them tonight. All 3 hits, 1 base hits. And a little low, evens count. Posey's only 28 years old. When you look at his bio in the Giants media guide, you'd think he'd been in the big leagues 10-12 years. 3-time world champion, MVP, all-star, batting title, Henry Aaron Award, comeback player of the year, rookie of the year, Golden Spikes Award winner.
Pretty good.
I'll say 2 balls and a strike. As we've mentioned as well, was the 5th pick in the draft in 2008.
Leesburg, Georgia. Have we figured out where Leesburg is?
I'm told it's down by Albany. Not exactly sure where. Channel, look it up.
Or Albany.
Albany, yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And fouled back.
See there again, spoiling a good pitch, so he gets to see another one.
And that's what I love about Posey. For a big-time run producer, he is a throwback player. He is tough to strike out. 366 at bats. He struck out 33 times.
On Posey's stance, he's got a lot of tension in his legs, what looks like tension, because his knee, he's in such a crouch that if you make him sit and wait, you'd think that he would kind of be tense. doesn't affect anything about his swing. In fact, it helps him drive off that back foot. Got the right knee set inside that right foot.
Fly ball left. And Posey's perfect night at the plate comes to an end. 2 in, 1 on, 1 out for the man we affectionately call the praying mantis, Hunter Pence.
The scene on the right is actually a cut from a commercial I think he did for a Slack company. So I think you can see the similarities there. Gene the dancing machine. Love him. Gotta love him.
Yeah. And they do love him in San Francisco. You were telling the story about is it a motorcycle or a bicycle?
It's a scooter. It's not. I don't even think it qualifies as a motorcycle.
It wasn't one of those push scooters like you had as a kid, right?
No, it's something. It's motorized, and he goes all over town on it. But somebody stole it last year.
Right. I remember that part.
And they just said, "Hey, if you just bring it back, I just want my scooter back." And that happened, and whoever had it.
Ball got away from LaVarnway, and Duffy moves up 90 feet.
Whoever had it, I mean, the word got around town, and so the thief realized, I've done something really bad here. They brought it back. All's well that ends well.
Wow.
Leesburg is indeed in the southwestern part of the state, not too far from Albany, and also the home of Luke Bryan.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And Philip Phillips, who won the American Idol contest.
Didn't know that. Infield in, and Pence takes advantage. The 11th hit of the night plates the 6th Giants run. And all 6 belong to Williams Perez. His line complete. 10 hits, 6 runs. So the last 2 outings for Williams Perez really will punish his ERA. 10 1/3 innings, 15 runs. And here's Belt. Strike 1.
Leesburg is in Lee County, so Lee County is home to all those gentlemen I mentioned.
Foul ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. No swing.
The Giants are 2 for 7 tonight with runners in scoring position, and over the last 7 games, counting tonight as a full game, they've had 53 opportunities with runners in scoring position, and they're 23 for 53.
Full count pitch. And that's called 3rd strike outside corner, and Belt can't believe it. First strikeout for Brigham. Does Belt have a beef?
PNC Bank, Fox Tracks would certainly say yes.
Adrianza bats. He's got 2 hits and 2 runs. He's popped up. And Castro will put the squeeze on that. And that will send us to the 7th inning stretch. Giants have broken the game open with 3 in the top of the 7th. Braves have had 1 runner reach scoring position. And that was the best sign of the night.
It sure is. Well done.
To third. Duffy waited for the friendly hop and then threw a strike to first. Belt had to stretch out to make the grab, but he did. And there's the first out.
An easy night so far for Madison Bumgarner. Only 1 runner has reached scoring position.
Strike 1 to Jace.
Bumgarner has 1 complete game this year, but no shutouts. Last year, 4 complete games and 2 shutouts. In 33 starts, he went 18-10 with a 2.98 ERA.
Two balls, 2 strikes. So you're
cut by Jace.
You're a major league manager. You got to win 1 game, and you have to choose Kershaw or Bumgarner. Who you taking?
I'm going with the guy that's won the big games. This guy. All the pressure's on. His career against the Braves didn't get off to such a good start. His first 4 starts against Atlanta, 0-3 with a 4+ ERA. However, last 5 have been darn good.
Out of play, foul.
Last year, remember, I mean, he did such great work in the World Series, but they wouldn't have gotten to the division series had they not won the wild card game against Pittsburgh. And he pitched that one, and it was a 4-hit complete game shutout. And he struck out 10 and walked 1. That's where it started last season.
It's bounced off Posey's mask. He was the pitcher of the month in August. Struck out 56 batters, went 4-1 through 3 complete games and 6 starts. Giants would love a similar performance this August. Now ball right side, good at bat for Peterson.
That was a great at bat against one of the best left-handers in the game, fouling off pitch after pitch. 9-pitch at bat results in a base hit.
Ryan LaVarnway has struck out twice. And that's down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. That's hit the other way and headed for the corner. Peterson around second. He's on his way to third. Bo Porter's going to bring him home. Pence had a little trouble in the corner, and Peterson will score standing up on a LaVarnway double. There goes the shutout, and the Braves have scored for the first time tonight.
Great job of taking him the other way and down into the corner. Pence couldn't come up with that ball cleanly to keep Peterson from circling the sacks. Dave Righetti on his way out to talk to Bumgarner. High target from Posey, and it was about belt high, but it was out over the plate. And here's where Pence was trying to cut the ball off and couldn't do it. All the time that Jace needed.
So the Braves have a 7th inning rally working now. Daniel Castro's the hitter. He's flying to left and he's flying to right. Castro getting an extended look at shortstop. The Braves announced earlier tonight that Andrelton Simmons' sore thumb has suffered a bone bruise. How long that will keep him out of the lineup remains to be seen. But Freddie Freeman has had a bone bruise. Chris Johnson has had a bone bruise, and that's taken several weeks to get fixed. Oh, and 1 for Castro.
Guy was talking about earlier, Hunter Strickland.
Pedro Ciriaco would hit for Brigham. That one was in the dirt, and Daniel couldn't lay off. Posey will throw him out. LaVarnway still at second. 2 down now for Ciriaco.
9 strikeouts by my count for Bumgarner.
His season high this year is 14. It came on June 23rd against the Padres. He didn't factor in the decision. It's also his career high in strikeouts. On a warm night and a big lead, you figure this will be Bumgarner's last inning. Pitcher's spot is due second for San Francisco in the 8th. See if Pedro can add another run. To third. Big hop for Duffy. And the throw is perfect. Atlanta gets a run on 2 hits. They spoil the shutout bid by Madison Bumgarner. But the big left-hander had a terrific night. He leads 6-1. In very classy form, their president, John McDonough, arranged for the pitcher's rubber to be dug out of the mound and given to Tom Glavine as a souvenir.
No
and
kidding.
memento from his milestone win.
That's an awesome gesture.
And we can ask Tom all about win number 300 when he joins us this weekend when the Marlins get to town.
This is Ryan Kelly, the new pitcher. He had a tough night last night. Gave up a first batter homer to Aoki. A walk and a couple of singles, produced another run.
Kelby Tomlinson's had an unforgettable last 3 days in Atlanta. His major league debut, got a hit his first time up, scored a run. Tonight 2 more hits, his first 3 big league RBIs, and now he's going to ground out. Close play. Tomlinson busts it down the line. He's got good wheels. 1 out. And Bumgarner is going to hit for himself.
His season high in pitches is 112, and it was in his 1 complete game, which, by the way, was a loss. So that complete game was only 8 innings against Seattle.
You know he's a horse, so pitch counts don't figure to matter. I wonder how much Bumgarner politics Bruce Bochy. Hey, I want to stay in the game and work on some things with a 5-run lead. Or does he just want to get another at bat and then turn things over to the bullpen?
That might be it too. Nobody throwing in their bullpen now. Strickland is set out.
Two balls, 1 strike. Led all pitchers last year in batting average, homers, RBIs, on base percentage, and slugging percentage. And the Giants' notes say that Bumgarner became the 2nd pitcher in big league history to hit 2 grand slams in 1 year. It wasn't to be this time as he struck out. Kelly got Bumgarner to swing and miss. And there's out number 2. And here's Nori Aoki. That Braves fans know who that other pitcher to hit 2 grand slams in a single season was. It's Tony Cloninger. He did it in 1 game. Part of a 9 RBI day. Bouncing ball to second. That'll take care of Aoki, and Kelly has a nice bounce back inning. This time it's in the 8th inning. Braves are coming up, top of the order, down 5 runs.
It's almost like, and you got to think about this from Nick's perspective, it's almost like Bumgarner, when he strides, it's like he's throwing around a pole. If there's one on the slope that he's got to go around to get the ball to home plate, because that arm action is so long and wide and sweeping, and then when he steps toward the left-handed batter's box, it's as if there's something in his way.
Like he's thrown out an L cage.
Yeah.
During batting practice.
The stride, watch the stride go toward the first base line. And he's throwing around that front foot. Remember, Nick hit a good breaking ball that was on the inner part of the plate for the double his last time up. All fastballs here.
2 for 3 night for the Braves right fielder. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wonder if Jim Powell gets upset with all the grunting that Madison Bumgarner vocalizes when he releases the pitch. A pro tennis player on a volley return.
All fastballs. Good at bat. But now 3-2, all fastballs. Does he dare throw a breaking ball now? Nope.
Popped him up. And there's the first out of the inning. One up, one down in the 8th. Here's Yuri Perez, 0 for 3 tonight, but he's our Georgia Lottery hitting the jackpot feature.
Yeah, his last 17 ball games have been really good coming into tonight. A .302 average, high on base percentage. A few extra bases mixed in there and a couple of stolen bases as well.
Nothing in 1. Hunter Pence made a nice catch on Perez's pop-up in the first inning. Hunter came charging in from right and slid on his knees to haul in a shallow pop. Arizona has taken a 4-2 lead in Washington. That game's in the 6th inning. They've got the bases loaded up there as well. That's 7-0 over Miami in the bottom of the 8th inning. A game started by Matt Harvey. A little roller. Bumgarner has it. 360 spin. Hurried and got him by a quarter step. Perez was called out. The Braves might challenge this play at first base.
Took a little extra time to make sure he didn't make a bad throw, and I think Uri's hustle beat that.
Oh boy.
I don't know on that look. But the Braves are going to take a chance.
That's the difficulty of the play. It's got to be clear and convincing evidence to change the call that was made on the field, and the call that was made on the field was Perez was out.
And the hard part as a first baseman there is that you can't really get in a position to be able to stride out and get the ball because you're in such close proximity to the pitcher. You got to assume an athletic stance and hope that you can catch the ball and sometimes defend yourself.
So you want to be an umpire, safe or out. I mean, that's as close as a play at first can be.
Toby Basner is at first base where he's at a disadvantage. He can see the foot, but he can't see when the ball actually goes in the glove, so he's got to listen for it. He's in the position he's supposed to be in, but that's just a tough call for him.
Wow. Braves win the challenge. So give Perez an infield hit.
You got to think that angle was the most telltale because the ball was not all the way into the pocket of the glove yet.
And so after the review and the call overturned to award Perez a base hit, Bruce Bochy will make his way to the mound. Bumgarner 116 pitches through 7 1/3 innings. He pitched like a World Series MVP tonight. Steve Smith was some kind of NBA player. He could really shoot. Johnny Gomes stands in against Hunter Strickland.
Strickland 2-1 with an outstanding ERA of 1.86. More strikeouts than innings pitched. Just 6 walks. He's the guy I was talking about earlier that they need to step up, and he has so far this year. A couple of breaking balls to Johnny to start him, and this guy throws hard. He was involved last year in the postseason, gave up a home run to Omar Infante. He was yelling at Infante, and Salvador Perez took it up for the Royals, and benches were beginning to clear when order was restored. .97 fastball there, but it was Chris Johnson who took him deep here Monday night. Dead center, about 425. Ball was crushed.
So Johnny's got to tune it up a notch here with Hunter Strickland ahead of him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. .98 miles an hour. So you go from Madison Bumgarner, who's already tough enough to hit, and he's muscling it up there at 91, 92. And then you go to the right side with Strickland, and he's firing 98 mile an hour fastballs at you.
There's no questioning Strickland's arm. He's got a big arm. But in the past, he's been more of a thrower than a pitcher. This year, really good numbers.
One ball, 2 strikes. Hunter, another small town Georgia boy who's made good. He's from Thomaston.
Is he?
Population 9,600.
Well, that was a good pitch. Biting in on Johnny's hands. Good job by Gomes just to fight it off.
Thomaston named for General Jet Thomas, hero of the War of 1812. Jet Thomas also credited with the assistance in constructing the state capitol in Milledgeville and Franklin College on the campus of the University of Georgia in 1806. Jet Thomas and Thomaston. And that's your history lesson for tonight. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Johnny Gomes is down. 2 outs.
Good slider. Got to respect the fastball, and he had been by fighting it off, fouling it off. And then he throws that one down and away.
Besides Hunter Strickland, one more bit of history about Thomaston. A couple of really famous people are from that town. Bill Hartman, football running back for the Bulldogs. And Frank Gordy. Who's Frank Gordy, you say? Very important man. Founded the Varsity Restaurant.
Two thumbs up from Chan on the Varsity.
Yeah. Howdy, Steve. One ball, one strike. Chris couldn't stop his swing. 1-2 now. That's into the seats. Somebody made a great catch.
Sure did.
I bet he's from Thomaston. Nope. 2-2.
Wide of the mark. He's very reluctant and wisely so to throw anything near the middle of the plate to Chris in this at bat. PNC Bank shows you it was wide. But my guess is another slider coming here. He's had a good one.
Adonis Garcia's on deck. Braves need a lot of base runners. They're down 5 runs late.
Cheering section there from Buster Posey.
Runner goes, and Strickland lost his man. 2 on, 2 out.
Despite the fact that a guy hit the ball 420 plus feet off of you a couple of nights ago, when you throw 98, how can you not go to 98 again late in the ball game? That was a good take from Chris.
And he's starting to spray his fastball around a little bit. 1 ball, no strikes. Lopez up in the pen for the Giants. Strickland beside himself. And throw the slider or the fastball for strikes now with 2 outs.
Well, as I mentioned, he can be extremely volatile, as we saw in the World Series. And if he's going to help this club down the stretch, and they need him, he's going to have to be able to control that.
Sharply hit to the shortstop. And the flip to second will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. We head to the 9th inning. Stand unbeaten at home. Barring a furious 9th inning rally by the Braves, both those marks will go by the boards. Gregor Blanco leads off. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a good pitch. Even count. Mets 8, Miami nothing. Bottom of the 9th. Arizona 5, Washington 2. Top 7 at Nationals Park. Bouncing ball to first. Chris has it. He'll take it to the bag himself. And there's out number 1. Keep hearing from the Nationals players. Hey, we're fine. We're going to be good. We're going to get all of our players back. And when we get our pitching in order, we're going to win this division. If they lose tonight, the Mets win, the Nationals will be 2 games behind the Mets, who are gaining more and more confidence by the day and just scoring tons of runs.
Well, let's face it, the Mets already had good pitching. Some would say a better rotation than the Nationals, and you know how good they are. But all of a sudden, the Mets have a lineup to contend with, and that's kind of shifted everybody's thinking.
Matt Duffy with another hit.
What new? Man.
Well, if the Mets win tonight, that'll be 6 in a row for them. In that stretch, Joe, they will have outscored their opponents 35-7.
Yeah, they're swinging it. Everybody in their lineup's swinging it. When they got Kelly Johnson and Juan Uribe, that got it all started. Kelly hit a home run, I think his first or second at bat for them. Uribe got a game-winning hit the next night. And it's like everything kind of took off from there as they kept adding players.
They added Cespedes, and they added another player, another former Brave, by the way. They got Eric O'Flaherty from Oakland.
Did they?
And released Alex Torres. So for all the criticism that Sandy Alderson was taking about sitting on his hands, not making a deal, the Mets are wasting all this great pitching. Well, right before the deadline, he got the best bargain in Cespedes and Johnson and Uribe. Ground ball to second. That'll be an easy out. Runner to second, 2 down.
Uribe's got 3 RBIs tonight. Hit a 3-run homer.
So here's Hunter Pence. Pence is 1 for 4. And look, there's a lot of time left. As we know, 2 months before the regular season comes to a close. A lot can happen. And in fairness to the Nationals, they haven't had their team together much at all. I don't know if even they've had their starting lineup together for 1 game, because Rendon was hurt to start the year.
Right.
So the East figures to be a fantastic race. The Mets in first place this late in the season for the first time since 2008. The Nationals, if they lose tonight, will fall to 7-12 in their last 19 games. Two balls, no strikes. Pence pops one back toward us.
Steven Strasburg's still on rehab, isn't he?
Yes.
We'll see if his return helps the rotation any.
That's up the middle on a broken bat. Castro's got it, and the peg to first is in time. And that'll retire the side. Ryan Kelly, 2 scoreless innings in relief of Brigham and Perez, and we head to the home ninth, down 5 runs. Broadcast tonight for the Giants. If they want to repeat as world champions, they've got to figure out the back end of their bullpen. And Santiago Casilla is on in a non-save situation with a 5-run lead. Braves touched him up, you'll recall, out west in San Francisco, part of a 4-run 9th inning uprising. Tonight they need 5 just to tie.
Yeah, 3 games against the Braves this year, 2 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs. Has a 7.56 ERA over his last 11 appearances.
Strike 3 takes care of Jace Peterson. 1 up, 1 down to the 9th. As we start the bottom of the inning, top of the 10 o'clock hour, Giants are 2 outs away from winning the series. And here's Ryan Barnway. Ryan drove in the lone Braves run in the 7th inning, a double to right. And that one hit to straightaway center. Gregor Blanco should handle this can of corn. And he's got it for the 2nd out. As we promised you earlier tonight, we've selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag #SouthDataStrongFan. And a chance to be featured in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
J-Ben 23, thank you very much. Yeah, Chan looked it up. Strasburg looks like he's about ready. Yesterday struck out 11 batters in 5 2/3 innings at AAA.
He's been banged up twice this year, has he not? A trap and
an oblique.
Oblique was the other one. That was it. One-zero count for Castro. And that's taken low. We've got the Marlins here tomorrow. The Giants move to Chicago, and they'll play the Cubs. Cubs are in Pittsburgh tonight, losing 7-4 late. 8th inning at PNC Park. To second, and that is going to end the ball game. Giants beat the Braves 6-1. They take 2 out of 3 in the series. Madison Bumgarner was terrific, and so was the young Giants second baseman Kelby Tomlinson. His first, second, and third big league RBIs tonight, as Pence and Posey and company did their thing in Atlanta tonight. 6-1's your final score. They wrap out 12 hits, and we'll recap the ball game for you when